From the beginning of time, human beings have transformed their environment in an amazing way. Let's think for a moment in all the revolutionary ideas that have changed our way of living. And what's more, think in the needs, resources, and the relationship between them who gave birth to these creations. The human being has a great capacity to solve problems and satisfy his needs by finding relations in the elements around him. When these associations are strongly made by following a learning route, strong cognitive connections are generated. Until some years ago, the theorists who covered the learning process had given several key tools to manage information and knowledge. However, we're currently living in a digital age, where technology allows us to break over many barriers, expanding our presence in the world and aiding the power of communication for a better collective work. This is the base for a new learning theory known as Connectivism, which was proposed by George Siemens. It gathers the best strategies in the traditional learning theories, such as behaviorism, connectivism, and constructivism, then empowers them by using the information and communication technologies. The effectiveness of this theory is easily proved by looking at the great impact the Internet has in the generation of collective intelligence spaces. Connectivism allows us to filter the knowledge we want to acquire, and then store that learning even in non-human entities. It provides the tools for collective learning by connecting different nodes of information. Now, imagine a world where technology could provide a solution to the toughest problems that we're facing, with a platform based in the connectivism theory, where each one of the United Nations Millennium Development Goals will be the root node of a huge network full of ideas and possible solutions. A learning repository created and constantly being fed by millions of people around the world, who will add their own experiences, and at the same time, they will get connected with the most important research sites and all kinds of organizations who possess valuable information to learn how other people in the world are solving these problems. This is how Konnect is born, a repository for learning routes given by semantic connections of nodes associated to previously explored paths, created by people who have already solved specific problems. In difference of scientific and academical social networks, open innovation sites, or knowledge warehouses, Konnect takes place as the first cloud computing platform in establishing a learning routes repository in the whole world. Thanks to this fact, Konnect gives the opportunity to those who have already taken certain ways to solve a problem to share their learning experience. Besides, it creates spaces for collective construction of new routes of learning, and also to make significant contribution to the existing connections. Konnect is implemented under a Web 3.0 infrastructure, which is the key for connecting many sources of information, such as open innovation platforms, social networks, articles, podcasts, webcasts, and all kinds of resources, with one purpose: to see the problems not as problems, but as a network in need of connections to find solutions. Konnect has a very solid architecture, based in Windows Azure, a great server farm to support this application, allowing to escalate our system to any level. Running under Microsoft Windows Server 2008 R2 with the .NET Framework 4.0 and SQL Azure for the persistent storage of information. In this virtualized environment, Microsoft's Entity Server is present and ready to work as a learning routes repository. The superior layers of the architecture show the Konnect application, based in a group of user interfaces created in Silverlight. The resources and profile management is a fundamental part of the logic, as well as navigating tools who will provide functionality with publication and scoring. In Konnect, the user will find a friendly interface that will help him to choose between one or many Millennium Development Goals to investigate or learn about. Each one of these objectives is shown as a central node in a big learning network growing around it. The surrounding nodes in this network represent the different knowledge sources found in the internet. People and organizations who dedicate their efforts in the study and continuous search of creative and innovative ideas that could change the world for good. Let's have in mind that there are millions of open innovation sites gathering ideas, whether by contests or change initiatives. However, very few of these get support from external agents, and no more than 10% become a reality. So you'll wonder, what happened with the rest? Unfortunately, they get lost. Imagine that all that knowledge and valuable ideas could be connected, assimilated and given feedback by the people who truly need them, all in a single platform. Konnect consumes all these sources of information and puts them at the hand of the users, but this is only the beginning of the great capacities of our platform. When you create a connection, the application allows you to introduce your own perspective towards the nodes you're connecting. Whether you've learned something new or you're sharing a past experience. Let's remember that according to the connectivism theory, the learning that each person acquires is completely different. So, like you, many other people will participate and enrich the connection you've just done. But how could we identify which of those connections are the more optimal to chase a better learning? To answer this question, in Konnect there are different kinds of users, standard and experts. Standard users are the people who normally use the platform, exploring, making contributions and giving a score to the different routes of learning in the system. This score gives to some connections a greater weight and credibility, because, as in everything, some solutions are more efficient and effective than others. On the other hand, the expert users are people recognized and certified by the most important organization who aid the same or similar causes as the Millennium Development Goals. These experts also give a score to the existing connections created by the users, but in a higher level, allowing people to judge the learning they want to explore using these criteria. Think that connections are not only bridges between different nodes of knowledge, but they also have the experiences and learning that you may need to solve big problems at your home place. It doesn't matter how big or small is your perception about something. What's important is the way it becomes part of the whole world of solutions. At the end, you'll realize how your creation got something better than what you expected. Share your experience. As a result, new learning connections will be created, along with new opportunities. Interact with the trail of millions of people to discover many interesting routes, looking for one main objective: give better solutions to the biggest problems. Konnect takes out the best of your skills to create connections. Now is the time for you to take control of this great learning network to change the world for good. Connect, create, share. Konnect.